Oregon is a classic. Everyone loves Oregon. Maybe not so much nowadays, a lot of people do call it Boregon, but personally I don't get bored of this map. I get maybe sometimes it gets repetitive, but if you don't change up your strats, then any map can get like that. I feel like Oregon has just as much potential really as any other map to be played in different ways. And even though Oregon was a great map before and definitely a lot more balanced than the original Clubhouse, the rework definitely benefited it. The Oregon rework came out in Year 5 Season 1, the same season that Oryx and Ayana was released, which is actually surprising. I thought it was a lot earlier than that. I mean, I know it's Year 10 now and that was Year 5, so obviously it was 5 years ago, but it feels like it's been forever since I've seen this old map. So anyway, we're going to take another trip down nostalgia lane and have a look at the old Oregon, continuing this Things You Forgot series. A lot of you loved the Clubhouse video. I'm really grateful that you all loved it because I enjoyed making it, and would definitely love to do one of these for every one of the maps that have been reworked. So where to even start with this? I guess we'll take a look at the attacker spawn locations first. Actually no, scrap that. The music! This music is so nostalgic. When that one part kicks in. All the memories just come flowing back. I love this music, man. I really wish they didn't change it. Oh yes, back to the attacker spawn locations. So all three of them are actually the same as they are now, which is Junkyard, Street and Construction Site. However, the Junkyard did actually see quite a lot of change. Well, not loads, but it's definitely noticeable. Of course, some objects have changed position a little bit, but that's nothing too uncommon for reworked maps. However, there is a small mound now that gives the attackers a bit of elevation. I don't really get the point of this because there's not exactly any windows that you can see from there, but I guess it helps with shooting the camera over the caravan, so I can't complain. This might be a controversial take, but I actually think the visuals for the new version of Oregon overall look better, but I absolutely love the outdoor lighting of Oregon Original. I mean, look at this fog, it's so creepy. If I didn't see the Siege HUD here or knew it was a Siege map, I would honestly think this is from a zombie game or something. If this fog and overall atmosphere of old Oregon was moved over to new Oregon, oh, that would be amazing. In terms of the indoor lighting though, yeah, I can kind of see why they reworked the lighting a little bit. This is the first time I'm noticing this school bus actually, which you can indeed go inside of, and it's in both versions. It's nice just walking around the outside of these Siege maps and just appreciating the detail that devs have put into this map that no one really gets to see. There aren't really many other details on the outside other than visuals that's worth going into, so I'll just do a quick non-commentary run of the outside. So now let's finally get inside the building and talk about the basement. The basement actually changed a lot more than I remember it changing. There's a few things I still remember and a few things that I completely forgot about. I mostly remember the entrance of the basement from the construction site. This door actually used to be a single door, and it used to have an actual door on it so you couldn't put a barricade there. There was also very little space to move around on the other side of this door, which is also the same for the blue bunker, or as it was then called, the bunker entrance. The whole left hall part of the bunker was completely absent from the original, which is something I completely forgot about actually. This also means the current breachable wall in supply room that leads to that little hall is completely gone. It was originally just a brick wall with some furniture in front of it. It looks so weird it being like that. And I guess with that wall completely gone and overall there being a lot more furniture in this supply room, this room was probably a lot easier to defend back then. This means the only way you can progress from the bunker entrance to get into the basement objective would be either by breaching the wall to the electric room or just using a door. Breaching straight into the supply room wasn't an option back then. And if you choose to go through the door, good luck, because it was a little hallway and it was a death trap. There were some iron bars in the right wall where the stairs are, where defenders would be able to look over and shoot any attackers that are coming through that hallway. It really was a very hard objective to attack. The basement expanded quite a bit. The corridors used to be a lot thinner than they are now, and it was quite claustrophobic actually. There also used to be a hatch in the corner of the corridor. I absolutely hated this hatch. I'm so glad it's gone. The freezer also didn't exist in Old Oregon, so this used to just be a brick wall. Same goes for the other entrance to the freezer, used to just be a brick wall, and that's it. That made attacking this objective even harder, as that's just yet another place where attackers can't push from. All hope isn't lost for the attackers yet though, because the hatch in the laundry room definitely benefited them a lot more back then than it does now. It used to be right in the middle of the room, and you'll be able to see a bit of that laundry storage from that hatch as well. Where it's placed now, you can't really see into the laundry room that much, and you definitely can't see any of the laundry storage. Now when I say laundry storage, I'm actually talking about this little section of the laundry room here, as this was actually known as laundry storage in the original Oregon. However, in the reworked version, laundry storage is the one that's under the new hatch, and the first room you enter when you go down the laundry stairs. In original Oregon, this used to all be one room. There never used to be a door you could barricade between them either. Because these counted as the same room, that means attackers could actually plant right at the bottom of the laundry room stairs. Which you can't now because that's technically not the laundry room anymore. I think you could actually plant on top of that washing machine in the corner as well. If attackers threw down some smoke and opened the hatch, they could quite easily get a plant in and maybe win the round. I think in New Oregon most people try and attack the basement objective from the supply room side, but in Old Oregon most people attacked it from the laundry room side. I could be wrong about that though, but it seems like that's the way it probably would have been, which is quite interesting. Also, because freezer didn't exist, this wall is not breachable in Old Oregon and was again just a brick wall with loads of furniture in front of it. I think you could actually get on top of these cabinets in Old Oregon and maybe do a glitch or something. I can't quite remember, but I think I remember something like that. The bomb objective in the basement overall stayed the same between the two versions, but both versions of the objective probably played quite differently. I say probably like I wasn't even there, but I was, I just don't remember. I think I used to attack this bomb objective from the laundry room side though. We've spent way too long in the basement now, so we're gonna have to skip the middle floor and go straight to the top floor. I'm joking of course, we'll come back to the middle floor, but let's go to the top floor first. When I thought about the top floor of Oregon, I didn't think it would really take that long to cover it because I only remember the attic changing really. There's actually quite a few things that are different. The one thing that really got me was the big window in the main dorms. I really do not remember this window being over the left side instead of the right side like it is nowadays. It just seems so weird it being over the left side. I literally do not remember that at all. I swear it used to always be on the right. Unless the game is lying to me and I'm playing some weird corrupted version of the game. The furniture's moved in different places here as well. There's now a bunk bed right in the middle of the room, where before they were only scattered to the sides, other than that one cabinet in the middle of the room originally. The shape of the room has actually changed quite a lot, especially in the east section of the dorms. There's also a window that used to be here where the door to the attic now is. Before, the only entry point to the attic used to be a ladder from the meeting hall, other than 2 breachable walls either side, one connecting to the upper tower and the other connecting to the armory corridor. Nowadays there's a lot more entry points to the attic. First of all, the ladder that went from the meeting hall to the attic has been completely removed. There is still the hatch that goes from the attic to the meeting hall, but obviously you can't go up from the meeting hall to the attic unless you're Oryx. You do still have those 2 breachable walls either side, but now we also have the entrance to the main dorms. Not only that, but we also have another breachable wall now which leads to the kids' dorms. This is a very common rotation location when playing this bomb objective upstairs. There is also a window now in attic as well, which leads to outside. There did actually used to be a window in here in the original attic, but there used to just be this tiny little thing at the top where attackers would just be able to peek at you. It's kind of creepy really. The kids' dorms though didn't really change too much across the 2 versions, other than the left window now being blocked up, some of the furniture moving around, and also the hatch, which was over the east side of the room, moving to the west side of the room. Then, as mentioned before, there's now that breachable wall into the attic, where on the other side of that wall before was just the balcony outside. Then there's the trophy room, which never used to exist in old Oregon. This used to just be the armory corridor, and that breachable wall and also the door to the master bedroom used to just be connected to the armory corridor as well. Most of the furniture actually stayed in the same places in the master bedroom, but this room still did have 2 notable changes. First of all, this window actually used to be breachable. I really don't remember this window ever being breachable, to be honest, and it's kind of surprising considering both that window and the door are right next to each other, so I thought it was a bit redundant really just having this window here be breachable, so I'm not surprised they removed that. The breachable wall to the left side of the room was also extended, so you could actually breach the wall just behind the bed here, but there were iron bars so you couldn't just walk through it. It was just a little peek hole that you can make so you can watch the stairs. I could definitely understand why they would take that away. Armory, on the other hand, didn't actually change at all, other than this hatch now that leads to garage. This hatch never used to be there. I'm surprised actually that there weren't more windows open in this room. I swear I remember more than 1 window being in here before, but I guess not. I do find it really weird actually that these 2 windows here, or at least one of them, isn't breachable in either version of Oregon, because the other side of these windows here is this balcony. Now a lot of people probably didn't even realise you can get up onto this balcony because this balcony is quite literally pointless. Like, there's no angles to any windows or doors into the building. It's literally the definition of pointless. There's no reason to even have this balcony here if none of the windows on the balcony are going to be usable. That's pretty much it then for the upstairs of this side of the map. Let's check out the tower next. I'm actually shocked at how little the tower changed. I was expecting at least 1 window to be bricked up that was in the original, but that's not actually the case. All of the windows that were in the original are here in the new version as well. Also, I just realised how pointless this window is here looking out on the north of the top of the tower. I mean, you literally can't see anything out of this window, at least in the playable space. I guess this one's just for aesthetics. We can't talk about the big tower without talking about the legendary tower objective though. If you remember, the first floor of the tower and the second floor of the tower used to be a bomb objective. This was then replaced by the meeting hall and kitchen in the reworked version of Oregon, which I think was a really stupid idea, to be honest. Yes, the tower objective was terrible, but at least it was fun. Meeting hall and kitchen is still the worst objective. There's no reason to ever really pick this objective over kitchen and dining, and meeting hall and kitchen just doesn't really have charm like the tower did. Come on Ubisoft, bring back the tower objective! There was also this fun little wooden part you could break on the stairs where you can look out onto that east door. You couldn't walk through this as there were iron bars there, but this was completely removed in the reworked version of Oregon. I don't feel like they should have removed this really. I mean, it wasn't exactly a broken spot or anything. It was actually pretty unique and fun. Nothing even really changed in the rear stage or the first floor of this tower, other than that breachable wall to the stairs being gone. This window over the west side of the tower used to be breachable though. Now this is where the layout and flow of the map changes quite a lot. Originally there never used to be a corridor that led from the big tower to the kitchen. It used to just be the big tower to the meeting hall. The door that connects the big tower to the meeting hall also never used to go up to the stage. There also used to be 2 hatches in the meeting hall, one which led to the electric room, which it still does. The other led to the laundry corridor, which is the one we talked about before. Mostly everything else in the meeting hall has been kept the same. This window here is breachable in the reworked version of Oregon, but it wasn't in the original version. The window leads to the new kitchen corridor, which in the original version of Oregon was just the meeting hall. The kitchen, whilst looking very similar, has actually changed quite a lot. First of all, it looks bigger. Because of the addition to the kitchen corridor, there's now an entrance to the kitchen in the northeast corner, which is where the pantry used to be. The pantry though has been completely removed from the reworked version of Oregon. If you remember, there used to be some breachable walls at the back of the pantry that led directly to the meeting hall. These breachable walls are the same ones that are in the kitchen now. There was also a hatch in the pantry too. This hatch is gone and moved into the kitchen. Over the west side of the kitchen, leading to the dining hall, the door is now on the right and the breachable wall is on the left, rather than the opposite way which it was in the original. Then it's also the case with the south wall as well. Originally, there were 2 breachable walls on the left and 1 on the right, but now there is 1 breachable wall on the left and 2 on the right. But what room lies on the other side of this south wall? That is a difficult one actually, because the room theme is completely different across the 2 versions, and I still get mixed up with it to this day. Originally it used to be a bathroom, but now it's a server room. I'm not really sure why they changed this, to be honest, and I actually do sometimes give callouts for bathroom to this day, where actually I mean server room because I keep getting mixed up. I can't recall another reworked map that's completely changed the theme of one of its rooms, but I could be wrong about that. I guess we'll see when we create more of these videos. There's now a hatch in this server room too, which leads to the new freezer. And now the last thing for the kitchen is that the southeast entrance is completely gone. And this door connected to the bathroom corridor, which is now known as the security corridor. There's now just a little drone hole there, just to remember that there used to be a door there. I still kind of get confused with this to this day and think that the door's still there. Just walk into the wall. The dining hall is very different too. A lot of the furniture has been moved around, like a lot of the other rooms. That one wall in the middle was lowered a lot as well, so players can look over it now. All the breachable walls are in the same place, except the one on the south wall closest to the door, because this door actually used to be a double door in old Oregon and used to spread across the whole section there up until that wall in the middle. Now in new Oregon it's just a single door and all the way to the left, with the breachable wall to the right. There also never used to be a door leading to small tower in this room, because on the other side where this door would be is just outside, because small tower was a lot smaller back in the day, hence the name. And there was actually a door leading directly outside instead. This door can easily be seen from the top of the big tower, and honestly it made kitchen and dining such an annoying objective to attack and defend. I don't know if anyone else felt like that, but I just really didn't like this objective at all, and it was mostly because of this door. I hated getting shot in the back of the head because of the people in the big tower. Also hated the risk of going to big tower and shooting people in the back of the head. It was just an annoying objective. Then if players manage to get in and plant, they've pretty much won the round. Outside of the dining hall though, things start getting quite bonkers, because this part of the map just looks like completely different. I don't even know where to start with this, so I don't think I'm even going to do any commentary here. I think I'm just going to put both videos up and you can see like the differences here. Then you have Small Tower, which, yeah, is definitely not small anymore. It's a lot bigger. Maybe not quite as big as Big Tower though. The main door and window are still pretty much in the same place. Upstairs is quite different though. The window on the staircase has been bricked up. And also this one on the left here has been bricked up as well. There also used to be a window to the east here where you'd be able to see the main window into dorms. This was a very nasty window where you can shoot the attackers in the back when they're trying to push into dorms. This room has now been extended and there's another room beyond that, which is the Small Tower office. This room has two windows, one on the north and one on the south. So you can technically still jump out and shoot the attackers in the back, but it's definitely a lot more risky now than it used to be. The roof out here is also very different compared to how it was in the original. And that's pretty much it for the rework. Here's a little glimpse at the lobby as well and garage. Nothing's really changed in here though, other than the hatches being moved and a new hatch in the garage being added. But overall, all this area is pretty much just the same. The Harambe poster also did survive. Bomb locations we've pretty much already gone through. All of them are the same except the tower objective moving to meeting hall and kitchen. I would say nowadays the dorms is probably the best, followed by the laundry and then kitchen and dining. Whilst before in Old Siege, I think the laundry was a bit better, then followed by the dorms and then the kitchen. I had a look to see if the hostage and the secure area modes still have the same objectives across both versions, and they do. No changes there. So I think that's pretty much everything covered in this one. This was quite a difficult one to work on actually, just because there's so much that's changed across the whole map. Like more minor things than Clubhouse, but a lot more in this one than Clubhouse that's changed. Or a lot more things that I thought I should at least mention. So I expect this video is going to end up being quite a lot longer than the Clubhouse one. I think this Oregon remake was definitely a good one though. I think the only thing that I don't really like between the two versions is them taking out the tower objective and also taking out that bit on the tower stairs where you could break that wall. And of course just the atmosphere with the fog and all of that and the amazing music. Ah man, I miss that music so much. Anyway, thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll be creating another poll to see which map everyone wants to see next, so please do vote on that if there's one that you want to see more than others. I'll see you there.